Yes, so we want to talk about gratitude.
Willingness is a big subject. And open-mindedness is a big subject, and so is honesty. They're deep subjects.
Yeah.
And I stayed clean for 8 years.
Wow.
And I picked up a drink. That 8 years clean, right? Now, in that 8 years, Marcus, I didn't, to start with, you know, the first few months were rocky and I had some urges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the obsession, right? Because the obsession, once I'm in the obsession, you ain't stopping me from using or anyone else.
It's like trying to swim against the tide.
Yeah.
You
I
went
had thoughts and I had urges, but I didn't, to start with. And I don't know, around about 6 months, it went. And I didn't dream or think or have I had nothing around using at all.
Yeah.
For 8 years.
Wow. That must have been some great peace for your brain.
I'm not the addict that used to see, like, you know, the person smoking a pipe on the corner and think, oh, I'd love to have a pipe, or be on holiday and watch someone drinking a margarita and start getting thirsty. I wasn't that person.
No. Once it was done after that 6 months.
And I wasn't a person that thought, I'm all right. I just took a drink. And it.
What made you take a drink?
It smashed my head apart, right?
Yeah.
So I'm over 6.5 years clean again. And I had a couple of years with that relapse where I tried to get back to the position I was in before. Right? So it wasn't that I used for that 2 years. It was like I'd have like a go.
Yeah.
And then I tried to recover. But it was there in me where, like, I just thought, I'm going to go again. And over that 2 years, I sporadically relapsed. Right? I couldn't get back to the position where it just left me. Again, it was
the obsession kept
here's
coming
a message for people: just don't relapse. End of.
I love doing this show. I get to meet a lot of interesting people.
In the big book of AA, you know, it tells me that, you know, I obviously have this allergy. So when I take one, it sets off this phenomenon of craving.
Yeah.
So it made sense. But I really thought that I was mad. All my friends would stop and I would continue and I'd continue and the party never ends. And I remember I never wanted to go home, you know. I hated going home. I didn't want to see my mom. I was like, here we go again. I just wanted to party and get high and sleep around with the young boys, you know. And unfortunately, my stepdad used to abuse me sexually, you know. And a lot of things has happened, in that house. People were drunk. I was vulnerable. I was left there as a young woman. My mum was drunk. But, you know, again, working the 12-step program has enabled me to forgive these people. You see, the big book talk about resentment is the number one offender. You know, so when we... You know, when the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically by dealing with resentment, writing them in black and white. So when I came in, I'm like telling my sponsor, why you don't feel sorry for me? I was raped by my dad and this. She's like, no, but the inventory is yours. So that stuck up with me. And it's quite freeing once you let go of the people that done you wrong. So,
they do say forgiveness is a wonderful thing like that, isn't it?
It
When you
is.
say it, when you hear it the first time, you think, how can you forgive someone who killed your child or murdered your partner? But you see, you know, when there's a lot of freedom there, isn't it? Otherwise, they're living rent-free in your head.
That's exactly it. So it's like you're in prison. They're living rent-free in your head. I like that saying.
I find the conversations you have with addicts and alcoholics are more authentic than you can with anyone else. They're normally very keen to share their stories, quite happy to share their stories and, you know, how they found recovery. I find it fascinating. You know, people who've lived in hell, people who've been to the very depths of hell and depths of despair and then pull themselves back. To me, I find that fascinating.
Destroying my relationship, my business, with my business partner also. I was destroying everything in a few weeks. Wow. No need a lot of time for that. And I remember I called the owner, I told him, like, listen, I gave up, tell me what to do. And this was the moment that, after a week here, I saw everything change.
Really?
Yeah, because I came and I stopped fighting. I was a soldier. I was a soldier to recovery. And it was really hard, you know, as, you know, my ego is no better than everyone. But then I looked, I said, like, I know everything and I'm dying. So I probably don't know anything. Maybe I need to learn from the beginning how to walk.
So you have to be quite humble
you have to have a change, a psychic change, where you can be humble enough to go, actually, I want to be teachable. I thought I knew it all, but please help me.
Yeah.
And that's hard for people, you know.
I think it's not even humble. It's I don't know what's the word for it.
Humility or...
No, miserable enough.
Oh.
No, you know, all this humble and that. You need to be dying and willing to do desperate is the word, yes.
The gift of desperation.
And if you're not there, I'm seeing a lot of people come in and they still have a lot and life is really good. Yeah, so you're not willing to go, you're not willing to let go of all, as we spoke this morning in the practice, the ideas, how life is. Because it's not working the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah. We want it to go a certain way, or there's so many things I've heard doing the show, like people, places, and things we have no control over, which makes a lot of sense, because that's what causes people pain, causes me pain. I want to change the situation. I want my daughter to do this, not that, or I want this to happen at work. But we have no control over it, and that causes us pain. It's like the Buddhist concept of grasping. We want something, and it's like, no, you have to... The freedom
attachment.
The freedom comes. So it's interesting to me that you're obviously a Buddhist and you're in recovery. And how do you find, from what I'm hearing and seeing, it flows naturally with the 12-step program? It's not, because Buddhism is a philosophy, the 12-step program is kind of a philosophy, a way of life. It's got tools, and they kind of interact beautifully.
Everything speaking the same thing with different language.
Yeah.
Religious, 12 steps, Buddhism, everything. Everything is the same. It depends how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
People looking like 12 step is a religion, I don't like it, Buddhism is good, but they're speaking exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to let go of all of these things. Through the 12 steps, I'm working on the things that are not serving me.
Yeah.
Resentment thing. It's I can say the 12 step is more simple.
Yeah, it is.
Just answer the fucking questions. People you don't need to be smart. You don't need a degree to do the 12 steps.
No, you don't do.
And I was against the 12 step. I'm sitting here and telling how good it is, but I was against.
Yeah. What do you think you were against? Being told what to do?
No, I think it was, this is stupid. I did it. I don't need to do that. Seeing all of these stupid questions. But these stupid questions make it so easy to see what's really going on.
Mostly on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel. We've also got a Facebook group, which is now kind of growing, and also my own personal site as well. Really enjoy it. It's just such a good vibe. I really love bringing the stories, people's true stories from the heart. People who've been in recovery or addicts or alcoholics. Very authentic. So interesting, that is. And so what's recovery like for you? What does your life look like now, as far as...
Oh, it's totally the opposite of what it was. Like I was homeless. Even I was living in a flat with my kids, and there was only 2 rooms. So I was in the other room. I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor. I had no money. I couldn't make a living, even though I had my own business. I was, I was turning up or not showing up, and I had nothing. I'd lost everything really. I lost my peace of mind. My children were taken from me as well.
Gosh.
By social services, not for very long, but it still happened, and it was just horrendous.
That must have been really bad.
But now I've got a secure home. I can. It's just amazing. Like every single thing that I wished that I had, I've now got because as a direct result of being in recovery. So someone knows someone that knows, or you get encouragement, I've been to courts with people that haven't got anybody and I've stood there to help them. And it's just that encouragement, like I can't do this on my own. So I've had that.
Yeah. So you do the same, what was done for you, helping people, being a sponsor and is that quite fulfilling?
It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, the requirement for membership was an honest desire to stop using, but also to pass this on.
Yeah.
Because I can't keep this? Like, how could you go through such a miracle
And keep it
and
to
not-
yourself.
Yeah.
That'd be like old behaviour, I guess. Very selfish,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Do you know, it's nothing short of a miracle what has happened to me in my family and all the people around me. And I've lost some people because, you know, along the way that weren't really meant to be there all along anyway. But I've gained so much. And, do you know, I lost my sanity. That went out the door a long, long time ago, and I've now got that back. And I feel happy, and I've got peace in my heart, you know, that I never have experienced before. And I've got a God or a higher power in my life that I can literally almost feel. It's just amazing. Like, it lives within me and in others, and it's, you know, the spirit of the universe, nature, whatever you want to call it, but it's here. It's like right in here.
There's no kind of false bravado. They tell it like it is. And I find that so refreshing. When you won't find that on any other walk of life. Mostly through a network of contacts that I have already, that I've built up over time. I know a lot of people. I've lived in Brighton a long time. Recovery's also touched people in my family, or the illness of addiction and alcoholism has affected people close to me. So that's why I also find it quite interesting is, you know, if I knew then what I know now, I might have been able to help. But the stories that I hear more and more, you have to let people find their own way and maybe show them there is a path, a way that they can change. That's the key.
So what would you like, if someone's watching now,
Yeah.
what would you like them to, at least one person, take away from your podcast?
Yeah, well, that's the other motivation is, you know, if just one person out there hears here's the message, they say, and seeks recovery and decides to change their life, then it's a good thing. It's a good positive hobby. It's a labour of love for me. I really enjoy doing it. And that's my sole motivation, really. I'm not trying to be a YouTube sensation or a YouTube star. I'm just trying to be authentic, you know, my authentic self. And I love interviewing people and hearing people's authentic feelings, how they found recovery, how they changed their life. You know, it's important. It's an important message. It's amazing that you can have this self-honesty. I don't often get people on the show who can be so self-honest like that. I mean, it's a great thing. Because
I think it's part of the power as well, because I don't mean like a power. I suppose it's a necessity to have that brutal honesty, open-mindedness, honesty, and willingness. You know, without those, I cannot recover without those.
Would you say those three things are your foundation of recovery?
Yeah, that's the most important.
Wow.
I would say.
So anyone watching this could take a note of that. It's a good, if you can.
Yeah. Break it down like how. That's an easy way to remember it. How is honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. How.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like how it works.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. That's the key to open up the working part of it.
Yeah.
And working part because it's an action-based program. You know, I can't just sit there and recover. I have to put the work in. So
someone who wants to get recovery has some work to do. It's not just a matter of going to meetings and listening. And you're going to walk away clean and sober.
Because the meetings and the sponsor, it's more of a guidance, you know, just to understand how they got it.
Yeah.
You know, and I suppose once you see the similarities of maybe their life story or experience, strength and hope, you start seeing those similarities and you start thinking, this person understands me, what I'm going through, and this person can guide me through the work of the 12 steps. And in the beginning it's quite a lot of guidance. But, you know, like for step 4, you're going through your resentments, and that's totally personal. That's your personal life story. That's my personal life story in my experience. And, you know, being able to see my part in any of these resentments and where I got this hurt from, or the, shall I say, guilt and shame.
Yeah.
You know, I can see my part in each of these incidents.
I've been doing it for 2 years now, so this is the second year. 2026 is the second year. Initially it was difficult to get guests because obviously it was a new thing and people weren't sure about sharing their story, but I've had some great guests, you know, some quite well-known guests, and you know, it's not about having a big name on for me. It's not about having 1 million views. I don't care if I get 5 views. It's an important message, and I really love doing the show. So yeah, I mean, I started the show because alcoholism and addiction has affected people in my family, and I just love having a platform where we can chat about it and share that message. I find it really inspiring. You know, when someone shares with you how they've been to the depths of despair or the edge of hell or been suicidal and they've managed to turn their life around, it is quite inspiring. You know, I find, you know, I feel quite lit up when I hear about it. It's quite powerful. You know, it's not fiction. When you hear someone who's actually been to the depths of despair and found a way back, I mean, that's inspiring stuff. You know, I love doing it. I love the opportunity to chat to people who've walked that path. So we've done about 35, 40 shows approximately. There's some still being edited, and we've got loads of guests. So we've got more than 10 guests lined up already. That's before the summer. People are quite keen to come on the show. It's an important message, and people want to share the message, which is why they come on. Yeah, 2026 is looking great. We've already had guests in from the Netherlands. We've had guests from Thailand, Toronto. There's guests from even further abroad that want to come in and be a part of the show and be a part of the... It's just people sharing their story, you know. And some of the stories, they've found recovery, and some of them they're still struggling. But the main thing is that they get the message across. That's the key. The stories are fantastic, you know, absolutely amazing. The stuff that people have been through, how they've overcome obstacles, how they've overcome self-loathing and self-pity and miserable lives, and actually, you know, quite often there's a reason behind it. You know, people don't just pick up a drink and become an alcoholic, or pick up a drug and become a drug addict. A lot of times there's a lot of pain there. You know, I've heard through all the different stories, different types of scenarios and different reasons behind it, and yeah, it's fascinating. I love it. Yeah, I'd say that happens quite a lot, is guests will come on and they're quite skeptical. I don't know if I want to share my story, I don't know how I feel about it, but it's quite cathartic for them. I think when they share their journey and explain how they've done it, I think it comes across as something that is worthwhile, and they actually get a pleasure out of sharing that journey with people. Being a Brighton resident for the last 30 plus years, I do know a lot of people. Yeah, it's quite a big network. Quite a big network of people I know, and that's how I get a lot of the guests on the show, just through word of mouth. Initially, I had to chase people to try and get on the show, but now people have obviously seen it, it's been around a little while, and they're actually quite happy to be associated with it. I've had some wonderful guests like Kevin Kennedy from Coronation Street come in and happily share his story of, you know, how he found fame and his backstory and how it fell into alcoholism, and how he found a new life. You know, a wonderful new life he's living, free from alcohol, and you just think, wow, that's amazing. You know, it's really, it's a powerful message. Yeah, just contact us through the Facebook channel. The Real Gratitude 24 is the name of the Facebook group, Facebook page, sorry, or on the YouTube channel, Gratitude Plus 24. You can send an email in, leave a message. Obviously, Chris at the studio, we've been friends for many years. I actually used to work with Chris when I was in dance music, so I've recorded with him several times. Very good friend of mine, and we're a tight-knit team. We put the show together. It's not free. It costs me money to put on. I don't make money from it. It's something I do because I enjoy it. Thank you. That was loads of good content. I'll just pay and then we'll get out of here.